Welcome everyone, I'm Rei, and as you can see, today we are going to do Kazuha's story quest, and I am so hyped for this. I love Kazuha ever since I first met him in the story. I didn't have him at that point, because when he came out I was like, well, you know, I couldn't appreciate him correctly, right? But now I did not only get Hazel, but also Kazuha, because I saved for him. Because isn't this small bean so cute anyway? That's why we are going to do his quest today. And yeah, I really have not built Hazel or Kazuha yet, so that's going to be fun if we have to fight.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Yeah. For the sake of, yeah.
So many things have happened since then.
As if in the blink of an eye. There have been many memorable events. That's very true.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey.
I don't know if you can call it progress, though.
Where should we go today?
Kazuha! Wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
Ninjas? No, enemy. No, what? Huh? Wait, that kind of weapon? Be careful, someone's coming. But what is that weapon? Oh no, we have to fight.
Hey, what the heck was that for?
Where's the enemy? There he is.
Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Oh, so you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
What do you mean? And Cookie, thank you. Well, good thing I have Ito with me. Otherwise I wouldn't. Anyway, what do you mean? Do you want to fight with someone with a vision?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
True. Very true.
Wait, even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
And what is that sword? It's not glowing ominously at all.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha?
What do you want from my bean?
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
You attacked us. Now it is our business.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Why does he... I mean, it's probably because of the sword something, but
This
why?
guy's problem. Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize.
Yeah.
Seems like a real nutcase.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more. Very smart. For once.
Hey, don't be mean. I'm smart lots of the time.
Debatable.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a hunch. Wait, Lumine, tell me. I don't have a hunch other than the sword is something weird going
What
on.
kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha.
A special connection?
Huh?
You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. Wait, is he also someone from the... Was it Ishin? Ishin school?
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Does Paimon just say that, yeah, they are all NPCs? Well, what can you do?
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
Yeah. I mean...
Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stacking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Let's go. Will we meet Beidou? Beidou, Kazuha, I'm coming for you. Wait, that's not them.
Hey, hello. Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Are many people looking for him? What is going on?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, As soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Huh?
If it's because of that
That's
battle
weird.
on Mizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Yeah, no, that's...
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Kazuha's allowed to do
Oh,
everything.
So you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Can we take a moment to just think about the most epic moment ever? I'm sorry, but I had tears in my eyes.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique Beto used to strike down Haishan. Actually, isn't Beto canonically incredibly strong? Could she have blocked the Muso no Hitotachi? Oh, I'm curious. Oh no, now I want to know.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
I don't think it's that though.
He was called away earlier by some people from the
Or
Tenryo
is it?
Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Huh?
Seems like they really respect the guy.
I mean, that's probably because of his clan and his family. But what is going on? I mean, I kind of hoped and thought that we would maybe get a little bit of Scaramouche here, but this just seems swords, maybe something to do with the Ishin clan, maybe not. Maybe people just want to see how strong he really is.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
True. The shogunate probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Raiden shogun's mindset has changed. Yeah, but is that all there is to it?
Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
Let's go.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
You're doing great. There he is.
Oh? It's you.
I have missed you so much. I'm so glad you're back in the story.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Sure.
We invited Mr. Kaedehara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedehara name.
Does he want that? I mean, it
Regarding
would be
the
good,
history
right?
of the Kaedehara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I heard a thing or two. We learned everything about it in the festival, actually, which was amazing, incredible. And if you don't know about it, I really don't want to explain, so how about we let him explain?
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedehara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedehara clans was neither proper nor just.
And by the Fatui, he means Scaramouche.
Considering Mr. Kaedehara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
I mean, sounds good, but like really, what does Kazuha want?
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
I mean, makes
This
sense.
is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Oh.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice.
Really?
With the Kaedehara
want to
clan's
trust them,
reputation
but-
and occupation restored, the Kaedeharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
But he likes
You will be able to
doesn't
lead
he?
a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
Paimon was like, that sounds nice. I think Lumina's like, Kazuha, that doesn't sound like you.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode.
Yeah, I really can't
Yet my
see him living
ancestors
here.
did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedehara, and the art of blade making for which it stood.
Oh,
I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
wow.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
But what kind of rumors?
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedehara Kazuha in town.
Paimon.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedehara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Oh, really? Interesting,
Also,
though.
eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedehara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Okay, I really don't care about helping the Shogunate, like, I don't know, cleaning their name. I just don't want people to talk bad about my baby.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Wait, will we really address him using the second vision?
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
Yeah, I mean, even the
This
Traveler
is just
can do
one
that.
of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
True.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing for him.
In
We
fact,
probably have to help
let us
him a
put
little.
this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Oh, I just want to see you. Oh, but we have some reasons, but I just want to see you.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing.
You and Paimon recount the attack on the outskirts of town to
Why
Kazuha.
would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Do you have any siblings? Could it be someone you trained with under the same master? Could that be the case?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you.
It has something to do
My
with the
fighting
sword. I'm
forms were
telling
taught to
you.
me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedehara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms.
That's so cool.
Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
What if the sword is a long lost sword of their family and the sword somehow has some memories or resentment? I don't know.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
He didn't even apologize.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
That's good.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
I like that. And I love that he will come with us. That's
Very
just
well.
perfect.
Please stay safe.
Thank you, Kujo Kamaji.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Okay, easy. I think, I hope. But I can't shake this one
Detective agency
thought.
knows the most about what goes on in town.
True. But we have a detective right
Let's see
here.
what Ryuji has to say.
We have a detective right here, Paimon. But I have one thought. What if those rumors and everything that are going around about him using delusions and stuff, what if that is all orchestrated by Ayato? Hello, mister? I'm standing here. So that Kazuha will work together with the commissions. I mean, it would be a political thing, right? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they really all don't mean anything ill or something like that. But I can't help myself after Ayato's story quest to not think that there might be something more political going on here. And I'm pretty sure Kazuha will decide just whatever fits the best to him, right?
Quick question.
A few questions, but yes.
Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedehara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
Yeah, that's the
You
only
are too
correct
kind.
response.
We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedehara's personal information.
Oh wow,
Some
people
of them
really
are
don't have
offering us
anything else to
millions
do.
of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions of mora? Whoa. Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
You shouldn't, that's
Please,
right.
Accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Yeah, they are a real detective agency after all.
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara.
Yeah, but he's weird.
But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
True, because they
The
probably have
Tenryo
attacked
Commission
more,
had
right?
very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryo Commission would absolutely get involved.
But isn't that even more weird then?
Oh, that does make sense.
Because
Uh-oh.
if they would just
What
go
if
around
the
attacking
trail's
people,
already
but no
run
one knows, so
cold?
he didn't? But like,
I
what?
still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Yeah, or what? Or, I mean, they said that they mistook us for him because we have that same... He said we have a sword. But that would mean he would just attack anyone with a sword, and that just does not seem to be the case. So why did he even mistake us? Like, what is... There must be something about the traveler here as well, again.
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Is this your way of giving praise? I take it. It was also not easy for me to fight him off. Yes, but only because I have not built not completely built 3 of the 4 people that are in my party.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me.
Gosh, he's so
For the poor
wholesome.
victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Yeah, that is very
Don't
true.
worry. We'll find him.
And stop him, probably? Maybe we'll find
it
out
seems
more.
you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr.
That is
Kaedehara.
true, he is.
Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty
I
Shogun.
can't, yeah.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
But we all know it. We all saw it happening. We could all feel him saying or screaming, "Not again," and "Let's block the Musou no Hitotachi."
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you.
Or maybe I'm overthinking now, but if he didn't have the thought or the passion or the wish to block the Musou no Hitotachi, wouldn't that mean that the vision and the wish activated itself first? Which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense? I mean, if he says he doesn't know what, you know, why he did that. Isn't that kind of weird? I'm probably overthinking again.
Oh, actually, there
Oh?
was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though.
Tell us anyway.
Let me tell you about it just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
Yeah.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Oh?
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Isn't Amenoma also a blacksmith clan?
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Yeah, no, isn't that the blacksmith in Inazuma City? Aren't they the last Amenoma blacksmiths? Or am I wrong?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy.
Okay, yeah.
2 grown men going missing at the same time.
It's huh.
Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details.
Okay, I think we should
I
definitely
recall
look
this
into
because
it.
Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Huh.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
We'll investigate both incidents at the same time. Yeah, let's consider this a favor for Ryuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out.
I mean,
along the
I'm
way.
pretty sure that we will find
Thank
out
you,
stuff.
Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Let's go.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Awesome. But I'm kind of sad that we don't work with Heizo. I want to work with him. Okay, Kazuha, it's your turn. Let's go investigate.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans.
It's still incredibly that
After
they
I
know each
returned
other.
to Inazuma, I visited Mr.
Oh.
Amenoma to pay my respects.
I see.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Absolutely do.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
You are correct.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings. and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
It's kind of really
Indeed.
cool.
Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Oh.
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
What if the sword that the other person had is an Ishin sword and literally chose him? Would be kind of weird, but...
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew.
True, right. I didn't
to
forget
assist
that.
with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
Or from us.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Huh?
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
A fire? What is going on here?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it.
Do you have any idea?
Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Huh.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
Maybe a sword.
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
So, some kind
He's
of
never
sword
been
with
particularly
own
interested in blade
thoughts?
forging.
Maybe not.
But has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
Ooh.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
So it might really be him,
Truth
maybe?
be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
For now, yes.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
I believe
is
him,
humble
but
and
something is
kind.
wrong.
Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning.
Yeah.
I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Of course.
Don't worry, you have our word.
We will find everyone and get to the bottom of every
From
mystery.
the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other.
Probably because of
Let's
this
pay
special
a visit
item.
to the Nagato household.
Okay, who are they? Do I know them? Do we know them?
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Oh, okay, so
My
they're in debt.
husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
Oh.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Please?
I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
That doesn't sound quite good.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Not yet?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things.
Uh-oh, but this time the item he
He'd
found.
always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him.
That's extremely adorable.
Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Oh, not so adorable then.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things.
Oh no.
And even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Oof,
He
that
wouldn't
is
sell
heavy.
them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
Okay, so there was definitely one sword or whatever that is definitely different.
I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens.
Oh.
On the last day that I saw
feel so
him,
sorry for
I gave
her.
him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
Okay, so I think he went to sell this special sword, but then something happened. But I mean, that would mean that at least he chose to change, which would be good for them, because I'm already feeling for them. I mean, especially her right now. She supported him in his hobby, but then he just went overboard. Or it was the sword all along. Who knows?
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
No, you did the right thing. It's important to set boundaries. I completely agree. And since he really, complied or wanted to do that, of course he wasn't happy about it, but he didn't even argue, and that's kind of cute. So he was probably just not aware of it because of something going on, or just because he's oblivious, I don't know. But yeah, it's important to set boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament.
No what ifs here, because I personally think it's incredible if someone supports your hobbies or your passion. That's just one of the best things ever, so I don't think that's a wrong thing.
And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me.
It really didn't sound angry.
The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I hope I'm not mistaken his actions. I'm really hoping that he was trying to sell everything.
I see. I understand. Amin Omayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
Mm-hmm.
During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
It must
At
be
first,
the sword.
I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Yeah, it wasn't them.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together.
And now I want to solve this mystery, to solve her crisis. Because I feel so bad for them.
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Yeah.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye.
I completely
If
agree.
collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period.
I love that he catches on
But
so
the
quickly.
information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
I think we are getting
A little
closer.
confusing. More like completely mystifying.
No, not that bad, right?
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned.
Yeah. Let's
Rest
puzzle.
assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Oh, we will get the man home. Don't worry. I hope. I mean, I'm sure.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Yeah.
The fire
Agree.
at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Many.
Well, Paima was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and,
Go on.
nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Well, thank you. They must have had an argument during the sale. I don't agree. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. We are still missing crucial information. We are still missing crucial information. And I don't think it was to hide the truth. Unless... This is the most likely, but I think that's not quite right. But knowing how they do their quests, probably everything is kind of right. But we are still missing crucial information.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
And that's the worst when you puzzle.
Looking off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up.
Can we look at the
Chances
warehouse?
are
Maybe
that
we
there are
find
still
something.
some clues left for us to discover.
Yeah, I agree.
One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive.
Yeah, they
Neither
definitely
seems
didn't
like the type
argue.
of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict.
Yeah.
Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker. I disagree. I think it has something to do with this weapon item or whatever. And something more. Like they say, I'm missing one piece of the puzzle. Probably multiple, but it feels like I'm only missing one right now.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together.
Let's look at the warehouse.
Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Right.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
You're not wrong. But we will figure it
Let's
out.
keep going, since we've come this far.
Okay, where are we going?
If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Yeah.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Thank you.
There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Oh, I love detective stuff so much.
Wait,
Okay. I'm
I
waiting.
hear something ominous in the wind.
What is it?
Oh, this This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
Is it the samurai again? Or is it something else?
But there's nothing here.
No, there must be something here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
Oh?
It
Let's
felt
follow
very
it.
much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Wait, Tatarigami? That's one thing I didn't expect to encounter here. Why? What?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
Isn't that this weird stuff that made you lose health? And we had to do the whole quest to get rid of it? But wait, what was it? Was it Archon residue? Or something like this?
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Okay, let's approach slowly. Oh, okay, we're doing it. Maybe.
So it's an underground warehouse.
Oh,
The force is definitely coming from down below.
okay.
The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely.
I am so curious.
Judging
Let's
from
get
the
down there.
concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Is it the item?
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed?
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters.
Yeah.
But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
That explains
Mr.
it.
Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So that explains that.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Of course, right?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous. Let me do it.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
Be
You
careful.
needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Why does that make me even more worried though? Because that are red flags. Please be safe.
What's down there?
Yeah.
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
And you're okay?
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
So in the end it was just a scare. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out
I
at
agree.
us.
All we can
I'm
do now
scared
is
for
keep searching in the
Kazuha,
direction that the
always.
Tatarigami energy source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Yeah, let's hurry. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from.
Yeah, because it could hurt even
Quiet
more
your
people,
mind
right?
And focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Oh, can we? That would be so cool.
From this point, the trail appears to split into
Oh
two.
no, don't.
The
Let's
main
not.
source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
Huh. 2 parts. So would that correspond to Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya?
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
So are they close by then? Are they okay? Let's search it.
Look at all those hilly churls.
Where?
They're acting really strangely.
I don't see them.
Something seems to be drawing their attention.
There.
Let's take a closer look.
Oh, okay. Let's look at the low damage numbers. Are you ready? Wow.
Confess!
Anyway, okay, 20 minutes later.
It's...
Ugh,
It's
look at this red stuff. What is it?
red stuff?
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing.
What?
The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Yeah. Oh, I am Nagato. I was wounded by Ame no Mayuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. But for some reason, I can't fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. So, he was probably just maybe a little bit, under the influence of this tatata, but Ame no Mayuya was probably completely either under it or something more. Indeed.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Ame no Mayuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato.
Even more important, we have to find Mr. Nagato and help him, because I mean, this doesn't mean that he's dead, right? We can still find him, right? Because sustained. He can't even fall unconscious. That's all just so sus. Why? What?
Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
He's not dead, right?
Where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters.
No.
I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
What? That is so sad. We just talked to his wife. Oh my god, no. Okay. This is directly directed to the people that think that Genshin is not going to get heavy, I think. Because that is so sad. We literally just... Oh my god. How long ago was it though? I mean, if we didn't even find a body... But honestly, we don't even really know how that works in Tevat, so... I don't know. But maybe there is hope? Kazuha?
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Is he really dead? So, probably because of the hilly churls we didn't find anything. No! His poor wife! And she was feeling guilty for talking to him like that. Oh my god, this is sad. This is really sad. This is not good. Let's ask the 10-year commission to do a thorough search later.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths.
I really was so sure that we would
is
find both of
attacking
them.
other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic
And we can't
end.
have that.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature. It's probably the Tatarigami. I mean the Tata.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami.
Mm-hmm.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill.
That makes sense.
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected It seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
True, and the music
I
in the
have a
background is so
hypothesis
beautiful.
that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Yeah, it is him, huh?
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after
Or
all?
it's not him, but because of the tatarigami? But like, it must... okay,
I
now
believe
I'm
so.
lost.
But it's something of an outlandish idea.
Oh?
I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person.
Okay.
On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Yeah, and we don't want that. A boat?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why was he here,
Why
though?
here? Is there anything special about this
Oh no, I'm Paimon today.
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Oh?
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Ooh. I like that.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
We have to get the sword off him,
So
I
it
think.
is the same guy from before.
For starters.
What's your problem, huh? What could you
That sword is
possibly
looking
have
pretty
against
thick.
Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us.
Which is not the case,
But
right?
what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya,
Mm-hmm.
we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
That's exactly what I thought. Thank you. But what kind of blade is that? It looks really sick, though.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical
Oh.
objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
Oh, that's
The
interesting.
blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect,
Mm-hmm.
or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's body.
True.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter.
But then who are you?
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Oh, wow.
As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
He's so casual
Indeed.
about it.
At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
But wait, if he went through to Snezhnaya and he forged the blade there, why is the blade here? Was it the Fatui again? Is it the Fatui again?
He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
Whoa, that's not something
In
you
her
should give
conceit,
to a sword.
The Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
But what is your goal then
So-
right now?
Swords can become conscious and control people?
That's a little
The
weird.
people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon.
Huh.
But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave
Okay.
Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma.
Whoa.
Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
That seems huge. Because if there is one object that has its own mind, wouldn't that mean there could be more? And isn't that really weird? What the heck? But why did he want to return here? What does it want?
I seek but one thing. To
Oh.
face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of Ishin art.
So you want to block the Musono Hitotachi? But he already did that. That's why you want to fight him, because he seems stronger than her now?
Ah.
Question mark?
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim.
Yeah, that's so
Tell
sad.
me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using
Good
them?
question. What?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission.
Isn't that exactly what swords are to people? But this sword says humans are tools that serve my... This is so crazy. What?
When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
Who'd have thought a talking sword with its own consciousness would have killed multiple people? Or, I mean, when they got tired or injured or unusable, meaning he didn't care for their well-being, meaning probably most of them died, right? What the heck is that sword?
You're awful.
Yeah, you're not a nice sword.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter.
That's not what they
At long
wanted, though.
last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
He wants to possess Kazuha? Oh, hell no!
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come.
This sword, cray. Not everything in the world is about strength. I mean, of course, yeah, it makes sense. Bladesmith forged it, wishes, passion, all of that went into him and he just wants to be the strongest. But that's not... Oh my god, that's so weird. That's so weird. And why would Kazuha fight against the Shogun again? And it would only give him trouble if he just attacks the Shogun. That would make him a wanted criminal again.
Now, give your body over to me!
No! Wait, are we fighting? We are fighting. Trial Kazuha, yes. Hello? There you are. I will defeat you, don't worry. I will not give him away, ever.
Windstrider.
And I'm glad that I can now use at least him. Oh, oops!
Join me and
No, I will not join you. I can't sprint in the water. Come here. Come here.
Time to go.
Let's go. Oh my god. He's quick, but I'm quicker. Oh no.
Time to go.
I mean, I could heal myself, to be fair. I don't want to. Kazuha will defeat him all on his own because it's Kazuha. Oh, that looked nice. I mean, dangerous, but nice.
High. The birds call.
Wait, where did he? Okay. I was a little afraid that he just stepped out. Can you stop attacking me like that? I'm defeating you because Kazuha is stronger than you and you don't deserve him. Okay. It worked.
do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
I will stand in your
Your
way.
bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Yeah.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
What are you thinking about
Even
now?
if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, But this man,
Yeah, that is our problem right now.
he's but a puppet that can be replaced.
My God.
I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you into pieces. How about that? I never thought that I would see a sword as a villain here. But oh my God, you're so mean.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger.
Can we not disarm
And
him
even if I
somehow?
were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback.
What?
My consciousness shall endure.
Okay, but for a little real talk here, how can his consciousness endure even though the sword will be gone? Does that really kind of mean that even this consciousness would return to the ley lines? Or is it something else? Because I'm thinking there's a lot to this.
By any means necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your one egoistic
Your
sword.
fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Yeah.
As well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
It's Kazuha after
As
all.
I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
Kind of.
On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface.
Very
In
arrogant.
that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past.
True.
I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner.
Wait, are you saying that's not quite
Now
true?
that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time.
Ooh.
You were trapped.
By whom?
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
True. Oh, that's so interesting.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
That's so interesting.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth.
Kazuha can
the
just
way I
look
see
into
it,
his head. Wow.
What began as an ambition
Blade.
has long since become a delusional fantasy.
I love the writing just because we are talking about ambition and then since become a delusional fantasy. Ambition, vision, delusional, delusion. That's just so interesting. So, could that also mean that as long as you have an ambition, you basically... Wait, no, let me rephrase that. So could that basically mean that ambitions can turn into delusional stuff and that could even maybe make delusions? I mean, I think delusions are made with Archon residue, right? I think. But what if that's also something that has to do with if you can control it or not? If you have an ambition or a delusion, kind of. Maybe if you're delusional, maybe like, I hate to bring him up, but maybe like Teppei, who thought that he was now strong and that he was now amazing, he had this delusion of himself, right? But what if, like the Harbingers maybe, who are not delusional but like accept who they are or what they want, and it is more ambition-like, maybe then you can use it. I really have no idea if that makes any sense. I'm just my head is, I'm thinking so much here. It's so interesting because they are not wording this for nothing like this. They want us to think about it, and it means more, but I'm out of brain juice.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities.
He's mad,
and showed a blatant
Look
disregard for human life.
Yeah.
Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
No. You have to accept the
Sure,
truth.
you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding.
Yeah.
How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Honestly, Kazuha's not even mad, he's disappointed.
Silence, you blabbering fool.
You should accept it.
I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being.
I think the blade is
concede that you are most
missing
perceptive.
something
You
here.
see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Ooh.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection.
It's glowing more?
And certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedehara clan. If you wish to save this man,
Oh god.
offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path.
Yeah, I really don't
do
like
not
this.
believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet.
What?
And I will put your strength to the test.
What? Wait, what?
Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Yeah, surely you have some
Very
plan,
well.
right?
Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Okay.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people. I'm pretty sure that he has everything under control. I trust him. But also, does he know what he's doing?
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya.
Wow.
If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
Kazuha always caring about others.
The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor.
That's good, okay.
The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
Are you sure?
Even so...
Are you really sure?
Even if things take a turn for the worse,
Oh.
I still have you both here with me.
Oh
We have a
my
chance here
god.
to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
He is basically trusting his life with us. That's how much he trusts the traveler. I love him so much, okay. He might be my overall favorite character story-wise. He's so sweet, and he's so, like, he doesn't trust for no reason. He has seen us fight, he has seen us fight with him, fight for the right thing. He has reason to trust us. And he likes us, maybe, but like, a little bit. Alright, fine. I will protect you. It's not like I can stop you, honestly.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
I'm so scared. Oh, I'm way too scared though. It looks pretty cool though. Oh.
Kazuha?
Oh, I hate this right now.
I'm okay.
Are you really?
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately. I would hate to see him hurt, really.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do
Just
next?
be careful.
Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
Do you?
We find some enemies.
Okay.
Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights.
Ooh.
If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
I'm
Wait a minute.
hoping it's right.
Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild.
Why do you hear always more than I
Since
do?
the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
I mean, that should fit the bill, I guess.
All right. Please lead the way.
Okay.
What about Amanuma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently.
Oh.
Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Okay.
Sure, this is a good idea. It's a pretty treacherous journey.
Yeah, it must be pretty dangerous.
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
For real.